Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is unlikely to go very far in his career, even if he talks like he will. He prefers things to stay the same and get stuck in routines, so he won't push himself outside his comfort zone. If you hope your partner will keep growing and moving up, you might be disappointed by his lack of real drive.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he stays calm outside but doesn't really adapt or grow from the experience. He won't break down or have emotional outbursts, but he also won't look for new ways to solve problems or make changes. Don't expect him to bounce back quickly or learn from setbacks. He's more about stability than growth.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually see him as polite and well mannered, so he isn't the type to get into loud arguments or cause big scenes. He mostly keeps things formal and follows the rules, which helps him avoid open fights. They may respect how orderly he is, but wish he was kinder or more flexible.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he is not likely to feel jealous or show insecurity, but he also might not go out of his way to celebrate you. He won't feel threatened by your success since his sense of self doesn't depend on being better than you. If you want someone to cheer you on loudly, he might leave you wanting more.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is unlikely to secretly resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. Money doesn't hurt his pride much, and he doesn't use it to measure his own worth or your relationship. He sees things as practical and routine, so your success won't shake his world in good or bad ways.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is quite careful with money and prefers to stick to a budget and avoid risky spending. You will likely see him planning and tracking expenses, wanting things to be in order and under control. Sometimes this can feel strict or a little boring, as he's not the type for spontaneous treats.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and does not pretend to be richer than he is. You won't find him showing off with fancy things or trying to impress others with money he doesn't have. His focus is practical. If he can't afford something, he simply won't go for it.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He tends to be quite tight, both with money and his way of thinking. He's careful with spending, not the type to easily help out or give gifts just for the joy of it. While he's polite and well behaved, warmth and generosity may not come easily to him.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is usually open and straightforward about money. He likes things to be organized and clear, so he won't hide his spending or keep financial secrets from you. With him, you'll always know where things stand financially.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework should be done the proper way, which often means he has strong ideas about who should do what. If he grew up seeing women handle most chores, he might expect the same at home and see housework as mainly your job. Even if he helps, it will probably be to make sure things are done just as he likes, not out of partnership or kindness.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to help by supervising and telling you how things should be done rather than rolling up his sleeves and sharing the load. He likes things done in a certain way. So even if he steps in, it might feel like he's checking your work rather than working with you as a team. Changing diapers or pitching in won't come naturally to him. He'll see it as your main responsibility and offer advice instead of real help.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is much more likely to argue to prove he's right rather than truly try to understand your side. He holds on to his own views firmly and usually believes his way is the best way. Gentle conversations often turn into lectures or stubborn debates.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually keeps his words and actions respectful and doesn't lash out with hurtful comments or aggressive behavior. He's not one to yell, insult, or create a scene. His anger comes out as firmness and silence, not as cruelty or drama.
Does he have a bad temper?
He is not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He tends to stay calm and doesn't lose his temper easily, even when things don't go his way. This kind of steady temperament means you won't be walking on eggshells around sudden anger.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry or take responsibility when things go wrong. Instead of admitting his mistakes, he often tries to defend himself or finds reasons why it wasn't really his fault. He'll usually stay polite, but genuine apologies and meaningful changes are rare.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He usually understands rules and routines, so if you clearly set a boundary and tell him no, he will respect it. He may not always notice your feelings right away or pick up on hints, but when you state your needs directly, he is likely to follow them because he values structure and order. However, he may not ask about your comfort often or check in gently. He expects everyone to say things plainly.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He's not likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He doesn't tie his self worth to your response and he won't sulk or make you feel guilty for saying no. It's important to speak up if you need more comfort or understanding in those moments.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He values respect and good manners, so he won't use your personal or intimate experiences to hurt, embarrass, or humiliate you later. With him, your dignity is likely to be protected.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is very likely to be faithful and not easily distracted by other women. His nature is to stick to routines and follow the rules, so he doesn't seek out excitement or take risky chances in relationships. You won't find him flirting or chasing others. He's not drawn to drama or temptation.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not the over possessive or suspicious type. He trusts routines and order, so jealousy and trying to control you aren't part of his nature. You won't find him tracking your every move or questioning who you're talking to.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
With him, what may look like a protective nature often comes from wanting things his way and keeping a tight grip on how life should be. He isn't openly forceful, but his idea of caring can turn into setting strict rules or telling you the right way to do things. It's important not to mistake this orderliness for genuine nurturing.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is more likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. His strong views on how things should be done often mean he'll step in to correct rather than pitch in equally. If you want a real partner in raising kids, you'll need to talk openly and stand firm about sharing responsibilities.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he tends to stay calm and does not lose his temper easily. He is steady and keeps control of his emotions, so you won't see yelling, snapping, or dramatic outbursts. Instead, he'll likely address the problem in a firm and serious way, making sure the rules are clear and order is restored.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He may support your role as a mother in terms of routines and responsibilities, but he might struggle to see and appreciate you as your own person outside of family duties. He tends to focus on what needs to be done and expects you to fit neatly into those roles rather than encouraging your personal interests or independence. Warm praise or understanding for your dreams outside the home may be limited.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem to support your career at first, but later expect you to quit once you have a child. He values routines and clear roles and often believes duties should be followed in a certain way. After a baby, he may feel it's only proper for you to focus on motherhood and suggest stepping back from your job.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will most likely act polite on the surface with your parents, but real warmth may be missing. He believes in good manners and showing respect, so he'll behave properly around your family and do what's expected. His kindness is more about being well behaved than being open hearted. He is more likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways than try to fit into theirs.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will usually handle it calmly and without emotional outbursts. He won't raise his voice or create big scenes, but he might become more stubborn or distant, shutting down instead of talking things through. His way of dealing with trouble is to stay firm and stick to his rules, which may sometimes make things feel tense even if he stays polite.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem modern with you in private, but will expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife, daughter in law, in front of his relatives. He sticks to routines and social expectations, especially when it comes to family roles and traditions. If living more freely and being yourself is important to you, talk openly with him now so you won't be surprised or feel pressured later.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he is more likely to stay out of it rather than openly support you. He avoids taking sides and prefers to keep the peace by sticking to routines and not rocking the boat. You may feel alone in tough moments or wish he would show more partnership.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He may not be an obvious mummy's boy, but he will find it very hard to choose your side in a conflict with his mother. He respects routines, family traditions, and what he feels is the proper way to behave, which often means not going against his parents, especially his mother. He might suggest you adjust to keep the peace rather than ask his mother to change.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He values order and privacy, so he keeps personal matters inside the home and respects the boundary between family and marriage. This means your relationship stays protected from outside interference.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being in a relationship with this man means life will run on order, routines, and predictability. Every day you'll feel his steady presence and see that he sticks to his ways about how things should be done.